When Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena finally stood face to face, the entire MMA world froze. The tension, the silence, and then the spark that left fans buzzing all over social media. The buzz for UFC 3-22 is electric. Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena isn't just a fight. It's a clash of legacies, styles, and ambitions. And their face-off? That's where the world got its first taste of what's coming.
Khabib said it months ago. Islam was going to fight Jack Della in November at Madison Square Garden. It's officially happening. Dana White announced that fight is going down right now. And if you've seen videos and pictures of Islam lately, he's bigger.
Islam steps in as the lightweight king, a man who's crushed everyone with suffocating wrestling and 4 straight title defenses. But now he's chasing something bigger, moving up to welterweight. No easy weight cut, no built-in size advantage, just raw skill against bigger, stronger men. For Islam, this isn't just another defense. It's his chance to prove he can dominate anywhere, even outside his comfort zone. Then there's Jack Della Maddalena, the pride of Australia and one of the sharpest strikers in the UFC today. Known for his crisp boxing and knockout power, JDM has torn through the welterweight ranks with style. From Kevin Harlan to Bilal Muhammad, he's shown he's got the tools, the heart, and the chin to stay at the top. For him, this fight is about respect, proving that his fists can silence the most dominant grappler in MMA. That's why the face-off matters so much. When Islam and JDM stood eye to eye, it wasn't just a photo op. It was 2 paths colliding. On one side, Dagestan's disciplined champion chasing double gold. On the other, Australia's rising star refusing to blink. Carrying the weight of an entire nation. Fans broke down every second of that stare. Islam's calm smirk, JDM's unflinching intensity, even Dana White shifting nervously between them. Twitter, Reddit, and YouTube lit up with debates about who won the moment. And all of it just poured gasoline on an already burning fire. Because at UFC 3-22, this isn't just a fight. It's a battle that could reshape 2 divisions, rewrite legacies, and maybe even create the next global face of the UFC. And if the face-off told us anything, it's this. Neither man is backing down. When Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena finally stepped forward for their UFC 322 face-off, the atmosphere shifted instantly. The press conference chatter, the flashing cameras, the noise of the crowd, it all went quiet for a split second. As if everyone realized this was the moment, Islam walked up first, his usual calm aura on full display. Shoulders relaxed, chin slightly raised, eyes locked but not straining. He looked like a man who had been here countless times before. To him, this was routine. Another opponent, another night, another war to win. His body language screamed control. No wasted movements, no hint of nerves, just the steady confidence of a champion who trusts his preparation. Jack Della...
It's gonna be a hard fight. Honestly, it's gonna be. I saw his fight against Bilal. He's good, man. He is good. When he beginning fighting in UFC, he had problem with the wrestling, but now he's improved because I see he training a lot with the wrestlers, with the grapplers, and but we will see who is the best fighter in the world.
Jack Della Maddalena, on the other hand, carried a very different energy. He didn't just walk, he stormed into the space, closing the gap with purpose. His fists were clenched, his jaw tight, and his eyes unblinking. There was no smile, no relaxation. JDM's stance was raw intensity, the kind of stare that tells the world, I'm not here to play games, I'm here to take everything you've got.
And Islam Makhachev will get the title shot up at 170 if you won this belt tonight. What do you think about that?
I think it's a beautiful challenge. You know, he's pound for pound number 1. I'm going to get him back for Volk.
Dana White stood between them, trying to keep the balance. For a brief second, he placed a hand up, watching both men closely as the tension rose. You could almost see him measuring the temperature, ready to step in if things boiled over. But neither man flinched. No words exchanged, no cheap shoves, just silence, locked eyes, and an unspoken promise that in Madison Square Garden, someone's legacy would be broken. And then came the crowd. Some roared for Islam, chanting his name, echoing Dagestan pride. Others screamed for JDM, the Aussie underdog stepping into the lion's den. The clash of chants only made the moment heavier, as if the arena itself was split in 2. In the end, it wasn't just a face-off, it was psychological warfare. Islam radiated calm dominance. JDM radiated raw aggression. And the fans? They were left buzzing, arguing over who won the stare. Before the real fight even began, the MMA world hasn't held back in its reaction. To Islam versus JDM, one of the loudest voices is Islam Makhachev himself. After UFC 315, when JDM won the welterweight title, Islam tweeted, "Time to become a double champion. Let's go." It was a signal that he's fully committed to moving up in weight and willing to take on JDM. Javier Mendez, Islam's longtime coach, also weighed in. He warned JDM not to underestimate Islam's striking, calling it a whole different ballgame. Mendez emphasized that Islam has been developing his stand-up over the years and that many fighters have struggled against his striking, even those known primarily as strikers. On Reddit and Twitter, fans exploded. One Redditor wrote, "JDM is the best style to give Islam problems." It's harder to put a ton of pressure on good boxers because you're probably going to eat some in range. Others believe Islam's ground game will show up. But JDM's power and striking improvements, especially since working with Craig Jones, have also drawn praise. There's also chatter about who won the face-off. Some argue Islam's calm composure showed control. Others say JDM's intensity and forward posture gave him the psychological edge. The conversation shows that this staring match doesn't have a clear winner, and that's exactly what makes it so compelling. That one stare might have told us everything. Or maybe nothing at all. But one thing is certain, UFC 322 is going to be unforgettable. Islam Makhachev stood calm, collected, and unshaken. Jack Della Maddalena walked in with raw intensity, refusing to back down. It wasn't just a stare down, it was the spark that set Madison Square Garden on fire before the fight even begins. For Islam, it's about proving he can conquer a new division. For JDM, it's about showing he can dethrone one of the most dominant champions in MMA. And that's why this face-off matters. It's the perfect preview of a fight that could shift the balance of two divisions. So, who do you think won the stare down? Was it Islam's calm dominance or JDM's fiery aggression? Drop your answer in the comments, smash that subscribe button for daily fight updates, and stay tuned, because this story is only getting started.